Today we are going to practice division using partial quotients. Here we go. To use the partial quotient strategy for division, all it means is that we are going to take the dividend, which is the very first piece of a division question, and we're going to break it down into pieces and divide each piece of the dividend and divide it separately so that we find partial quotients. Remember, quotient is the answer to a division question. So we're going to find the answer to each piece of 84 as I divide it by 2, and then put those pieces together to find the final answer. For example, with 84 divided by 2, I want to break 84 down into some pieces that are easier to divide by 2 in my head. So I'm going to think 80, and I'm going to think 4. So all the pieces have to add up to your original dividend, and we're going to individually divide them by the divisor, which is 2. To get partial quotients, so 80 divided by 2, that's 40, and 40 divided by 2 is 2. So I take these partial quotients, I add them up to find my final answer. So that's the strategy we'll be using today to do some mental math. Okay, let's divide. 115, I'm going to break up into 115. Now ideally we're just doing this part in our head, but if you're not ready to do it all in your head, it's okay to jot down the partial quotients as we go along. So I'm going to divide each piece of 115 by 5. 100 divided by 5 is 20. 15 divided by 5 is 3. Put them together. 23 is the final answer. 448. Now when we're breaking them up into the partial quotients, we definitely want to pay attention to what our divisor is, because we want to pick pieces that are divisible by 4 in this case. So I'm going to pick 448 because they can both easily divide by 4. 400 divided by 4 is 100. 48 divided by 4 is 8. Put them all together and we have a final answer of 108. 279 divided by 3. I'm going to break this down into 270. So I'm really thinking like 27. I know I can divide 27 by 3, therefore I can divide 27 with any number that starts with a 27 followed by zeros is going to also be divisible by 3. And 9. 270 divided by 3 would be 90. 9 divided by 3 is 3. Put them together, 93 is our answer. Okay, here we have a larger divisor, but 25 is a divisor that is something that we should get used to dividing by, mostly because 25 cents, that's a frequent coin that we use with our money, so counting by 25s is definitely a useful skill. So dividing by 25 is something we should be able to do. So I'm going to look at 350 and I'm going to divide it into pieces that I know I can divide by 25. So I'm going to take 250 and 100. Those are two pieces that add up to 350 that I know I can divide by 25 in my head. 250 divided by 25 is 10. Think of the division strategy from another video. 25 divided by 25 is 1, and then I paste that extra 10 or extra 0 on to make 10. 100 divided by 25 is 4. Put them together and we get 14. Okay, so the key is to break that dividend, which is the first number in your division question, break that down into pieces that you know you can easily divide by your divisor, which is the second number in the division question. Make partial quotients, which are the answers to the division questions of your pieces, and then you put them together to make your final answer. Okay, now it's your turn. Okay, Pause the video, try these questions on your own, and then come back and check your answers. $452. In my head, I'm thinking 400 plus 50 plus 2, because I can divide each of those by 2 pretty easily. So 400 divided by 2, I'll just write down the partial quotients, and then I'll write the final answer at the end. 400 divided by 2 is 200. I'll have to add that to the the quotient of 50 divided by 2, which is 25. And then I'll have to add that to the quotient of 2 divided by 2, which is 1. 226. 535 divided by 5. I'll break that down in my head to 500, and then I'll do the 35. So we'll do 2 pieces. 500 divided by 5 is 100. 35 divided by 5 is 7. Put the pieces together, 107. 324 divided by 6, I can do 300, and then I'll do 24. 300 divided by 6, I'm thinking, okay, 300, I'll take the 30, which is 5, and then I have to paste that last 0 on. So 300 divided by 6 is 50. 24 divided by 6 is 4. My answer is 54. And 525 divided by 25. I'm going to break the 500 down into 250 and 250 because that's easier for me in my head. And then I'll have the 25 left over. So 500, I'm going to break that down into 250, 250, and each 250 divided by 25 is 10. So I'll have 10 and 10. Maybe you did it in one step and said 500 divided by 25 is 20. That's fine. 25 divided by 25 is 1. So my final answer here is 21.